Today, the new 12-team playoff begins, Patrick Mahomes injury update, and John Matter to Oklahoma. All this today on American Game Day. Welcome to American Game Day. Today, Saturday, December 21st. I got a packed show for you covering all the major sports today. I'm your host, Braden Slater. And yes, the college football playoff, 12-team playoff. Can you believe it? 12 teams begins today. But tomorrow, with the Indiana and Notre Dame, but tomorrow is the big one. Tennessee and Ohio State. And first round games are home games, are campus games. Incredible. But first, before we jump into college football, there's some other sports to talk about. Like college basketball is underway. So let's do a scoreboard recap of what happened over the week. South Carolina gets a big upset over Clemson, 91-88 in overtime. Big win for South Carolina there. And then Oklahoma pulls up a big, what feels like an upset, but they were an underdog heading into this game. They get the good win, the Jumpman invitation, 87-86. It was a buzzer beater, 3-1 to win the game. Really wasn't much of a buzzer beater, but it what sealed the deal for Oklahoma. And Alabama in a crunch time against North Texas. They did get the win, 97-90, but North Texas had the lead for a majority of the game. Yeah, Alabama had a little trouble. They got 2 losses, but somehow they're in the top 10. And UConn getting back in the win column now. They beat Xavier 94-89. It went in overtime, but they did get the win. Yep. And also, we had some a game last night. Cincinnati versus Dayton. It was a ranked matchup. Here is the final score of this game as well. All right, let's jump into some college hoops. More college hoops over the weekend. Yeah, Purdue versus Auburn, 3:30 ESPN. This one is going to be a big one. I know we did Purdue last week, but yeah, they lost, I think. No, they won. They won, so they're granted another big game. But they have to go on the road to Purdue on this one. Gonna be a challenging one for them for sure, because Auburn is number 2. They probably should be number 1 with Tennessee jumping in front of them. They do have that one loss, but yeah, Trey, I'm talking about him again. Yeah, he's averaging 18 points per game, 57% on shooting, 6 rebounds, 2 assists on an average, or I could round him up to 7 and 3, but yeah. Not bad. Not bad stats at all. He is a Purdue leader. Here is the Auburn leader. Yeah, he's getting 18 points per game. He's passing for 55. He's not passing. This is basketball. He's shooting for 55%. He's a rebound king for Auburn. 11, rounded up to 12, and about 4 assists per game. Pretty good stats. All right, let's jump into Kansas. I don't have Brown logo, but yeah, they are playing the Browns for the Ivy League. It'll be tomorrow, 2 o'clock on ESPN. Easy W for Kansas, so likely they're going to stay in the top 10 when the AP rankings come out on Monday. But yeah. Yeah, they started their season 1-3. Since then, they have 6 straight wins, but it's about that losing streak is about to get back on track, because got Kansas today and Kentucky next. But yeah, Kansas got West Virginia next on the 31st, and then yeah, basically their Big 12 play is starting. We're into college basketball season now. Football season ends and Big 12 conference play is underway. So West Virginia, UCF, and Arizona State. Yep. Kansas Big 12 schedule is going to be easy to start off with. On to Oklahoma. They're getting a little break from these neutral sites. They're going to be back home against Central Arkansas tomorrow, 12 o'clock on the SEC Network. Going to be a blowout for sure. Yeah. Central Arkansas only has like 3 wins this year. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. They're 3-8. That's it. That's basically the only stat I have for Central Arkansas. Yep. Yeah, let's look at Oklahoma's upcoming schedule because I saw that SEC schedule coming up after this and I was like, oh boy. Yep. So Oklahoma better win these next 2 games because they're gonna have a hard time winning the next one. Because at Alabama, start the SEC play. They're ranked in the top 10. A&M's, and I think they're 18, I believe, last I checked. I'm sorry, I'm still getting college basketball mode, so I don't know these teams' rankings quite yet, but I know which teams are ranked. But, yeah, Oklahoma's going to have a tough schedule. And the SEC coming up. But Oklahoma State's got to find some wins. I know they're 7-3, but they need to win some games. 2 o'clock tomorrow on ESPN Plus. They are be hosting Oral Roberts. They're also an Oklahoma school. They're in the Texas side of the state. But Oral Roberts, they went to March Madness a couple years ago. Not a bad team. They were a Cinderella story at one point. Not anymore. Yeah, my only notes for them is they need to play some basketball. We're 3-8, you know. I mean, but Oklahoma State. They basically take take their football team record, flip it, and that's your basketball record. So, yeah, Oral Roberts gonna be easy to win. Houston's gonna be a tough one. Houston, West Virginia, and Kansas State. Not starting off their Big 12 season too easy, are they? And then on to Texas. Texas completely annihilates New Orleans, 98-62 on Thursday night. So, big win for Texas here, and most definitely, I think we'll start to see Texas back in the ranking. They started the season ranked. They lost to UConn, I think. No, I think they beat UConn. But anyway, I think Texas is gonna find themselves back in the rankings before back in the SEC play. I mean, they got Northwestern State next. Next on the 29th, 11 o'clock. And then they're starting off hard with A&M, Auburn, and Tennessee. Like the 3 best teams in the SEC. Boom. They throw them at them. And at Tulsa, on the other hand, they're going to play in Mississippi Valley State. Again, I don't have a logo for these early preseason games or whatever, non-conference game. But, yeah, 2 o'clock, ESPN Plus, Tulsa, they're 4-7. Likely going to get the win here because, Mississippi Valley State's like 2-8, 2-9, yeah. But yeah, and then Southwestern Christian is next, and then yeah, I think Tulsa's gonna get in the win column here before they start a conference play because Rice and then UAB. So yeah, I think Tulsa will. I don't think Tulsa will be set up for a chance in the American Conference. I don't see them go to March Madness. As of right now, I mean, you should go 4-7 in non-conference. Yikes. Anyway, let's look at the ACC. Wake Forest versus Clemson. Clemson, number 25, are ranked at the Holiday Hoops. I think they're going to get the win here. Another big notable games. SNU versus Boston College. And then Oregon versus Stanford. Gonna be some big games this afternoon. Yep, for sure. Alright, yeah, that's really all I have to say. I really haven't seen. I know that these are probably big games for the ACC, but I haven't watched much college basketball, so I don't even know. I can't make a prediction who's going to win these games. All right, on to the Big Ten. 5 o'clock, Big Ten Network. Utah versus Iowa. The winner could possibly likely be ranked next week in the next polls, or be close to. I mean, I think it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a dominating game because Utah is trying to make a statement for the Big 12. And then Kansas State goes on to Wichita State. 6 o'clock, ESPN Plus. This is also going to be a big game for the Big 12. I think I'm doing the Big 10, not the Big 12. No, I am doing the Big 12. Alright, yeah, there are not very many big games, so I'm whipping through these games pretty fast. Alright, now on to SEC now. Ohio State versus Kentucky. Ohio State, I think I started a little early in the season, kind of hyping up Ohio State. Yeah, they fell apart. I don't think this is going to be much game. I think Kentucky's going to win this game big, but we'll see. It's the CBS Sports Classic, 4:30 on CBS. Yep, going to be a good game out of the SEC. Other big games out of the SEC is Kansas State versus Alabama tomorrow on the SEC Network at noon. And then on ESPN, Missouri will be hosting Illinois. So that's going to be a great game, as well as both teams are fighting for a chance at maybe this might be some bubble games for these bubble teams. Yeah, these are basically like bubble teams. So early shot at trying to go to March Madness. And then from the group of 5, Memphis will be hoping Mississippi State. Mississippi State probably should be ranked. They only have 1 loss this year. So if they can pull off this upset, we might see them ranked. Be at 11:30. On CBS. Yep, gonna be a good game. And Memphis can also make a statement as well if they can get a Power 5 win today. Alright. In the next game, Mark Hughes versus Xavier. This is gonna be a good game as well, as Xavier is known to pull off some big upsets or hang in with the top teams in the Big East. It's gonna be 11 o'clock on Fox. Going to be a good game for Mark Hughes as well. They're in a top 10 team, and they are trying to make a statement saying, hey, we deserve a 1 seed in March Madness. And here are some other big notable games in the group of 5. Vanderbilt versus Creighton, 3 o'clock on FS1. And then California versus San Diego State, 9:30 on the ACC network. That one is going to be a big game because they're both, well, California trying to make a statement for the ACC the first time in here in San Diego State, trying to say, hey, we're going to beat a future ACC team for sure, as they are getting ready to enter the new Pac-12. All right, let's start off with some NFL headlines. Patrick Mahomes got injured last week. Yeah, high ankle sprain. He will. They said he will likely start in the game tomorrow. Also, with Derek Carter with the hand injury, the Saints are going to start rookie quarterback Spencer Rattler on Monday versus the Packers. So that's big news for Spencer Rattler right there. All right, some more about the Chiefs. Yep, they will be hosting the Texans this afternoon, 12 o'clock NBC. Going to be a big game because they're playing for not just a playoff spot. Well, the Texans are kind of playing for a playoff spot. I think they're likely in. With their after their last 2 games, did have a loss to Titans. It's gonna hurt, but beating the Jaguars and the Dolphins, I mean, they're easy teams to beat, so not really much of a statement. But Texans are, if they could beat the Chiefs, definitely improve their playoff resume. Chiefs on the other hand, well, if they get by the Texans, well, they got the Steelers and the Broncos. So, yeah, Christmas Day, 12 o'clock on Netflix. That's going to be interesting. See if there's going to be any lagging going on. And then they got the Broncos. Gonna be, I think that's gonna be an easy win, but the Broncos can pull off the upset here. The Cowboys, Sunday, tomorrow at 7:20 NBC. Did I just say Sunday and tomorrow twice? Wow. The Buccaneers will be on the road to the Cowboys. Yep. be playing that stadium. Yep, having to face the Suns. I think it's going to be an easy win for the Buccaneers. They got 3 straight wins their last 3 games. They're 8-6. They're looking good. I'm expecting many things. Baker Mayfield really turned their season around. They struggled early this season, but wow, they are on a great winning streak. The Cowboys, on the other hand, they're out of the playoff. They're not going. And if they win their last 3 games, they still aren't going. Yeah, they are terrible, and can we just get the season over with for the Cowboys? They are terrible. Let's just erase this season and move on, because there's no way they're winning these next 3 games as well. All right, some other big notable games around the NFL. Yep. Later on this afternoon at 3:30 on Fox. Yeah, the NFL's got Saturday games today. We've got the Steelers versus the Ravens. This one's going to be a good one, I think. Playoffs are on the line as well. And then tomorrow, Eagles versus the Commanders. Yep, and I did hear that they are working on bringing the Redskins name and logo back. And also at 3:05 tomorrow on Fox, the Vikings versus the Seahawks. Yeah, Seahawks are still fighting for a chance to go to the playoffs. They are pretty much on the bubble. And here is your NFL American standing. Nothing much has changed. Bills still at the top, followed by the Steelers, and then the Texans. The Texans can beat the Chiefs. Big improvement there, and the Ravens are at 5. There are your NFL standings for the American Conference. Nothing really too surprising from the last couple of weeks. The Chiefs are still the Chiefs, of course. Bills, probably my favorite team to watch right now, followed by the Steelers. But yeah, top 3 teams probably have the best chance of making the Super Bowl right now. And then from the National Conference, number 1, of course, still the Lions. They're still a fun team to watch and play. It's a great story. The Eagles are at 2. Number 3 will be the Vikings. Yeah, top 3 right here. Super Bowl bid. The Packers and the Commanders are just on the bubble for the wild card. So we'll see how the next couple. We only have about a couple weeks left the regular season in the NFL, so the playoffs are not far behind. But yeah, the Commanders and the Packers got some work to do. Vikings, Eagles, and Lions are, I gotta say, locked for the playoffs. All right, college football headlines. Here we go. The number 1 player in the transfer portal right now, John Matter, has committed to Oklahoma. He was the quarterback for Washington State. Also, yeah, Arbuckle was the offensive coordinator for Washington State, so he's bringing his own player at this. So Oklahoma offense looked to be stacked. Let's see what they can do in the wide receiver. And the offensive line got some stacked players, too. I think much improved. I'll go more about that on Slipport Podcast on Tuesday. But here's some other big news. Yeah, West Virginia played Memphis on a bowl game. They lost, but their quarterback, he's retired. He's done with his college career, but he's going to enter the NFL as a wide receiver. Yeah, weird news to say. Also, Georgia's quarterback, Carson Beck, is still planning. Hasn't decided yet if he's going to get surgery on his throwing arm. And, of course, they are playing the winner of Indiana and Notre Dame. And I'm recording this before the game ended. So, yeah, we have a bunch of time watching this. You already know who Georgia is playing next week. But, yeah, there is the final score. And then here is the playoff bracket update after Indiana and Notre Dame. Obviously, which one of them won would have been updated in the new spot against Georgia, but what a playoff graphic we have here. Clemson and Texas today, Tennessee and Ohio State, SMU, Penn State. I'm about to break all these games down here in just a minute as we have a huge lineup of games for the playoffs today, and as you can see that Alabama and Miami were just left out of the playoffs. So, yeah. There's your playoff bracket. And, yeah, let's go ahead and break these games down. Starting off with SMU versus Penn State, 11 o'clock on TNT. Kicking off in about 40 minutes from now, I would say, to watching this show live. But, yeah, this one is going to be a gauge to remember. Can SMU pull up the upset of the year? I don't think so. I'm really siding with Penn State here, but I think SMU will be very competitive in the first half. I really think that we'll see some competitiveness from SMU in this game. But Penn State, that whiteout is going to show up for sure. And then 3 o'clock on TNT following that game, we got Clemson versus Texas. Number 12 seed versus the 5 seed. This one's probably going to be one of the classic games in the playoff this year, followed by Tennessee and Ohio State. I'll talk about that one in a second. But Clemson and Texas. Texas got the home team. Yep, this game's in Austin. It will be nice. It'll probably be one of the nicest weathers we have down there. They will both show up, but I'm kind of siding with the home team on this one. A little hint. Then 7 o'clock on ABC. This one probably going to be my hardest pick of the one. This would probably want to be except for the championship game, this one will probably be the best game to watch. It might be at the Shoe, but the Tennessee fans renamed the stadium on Apple Maps. Yep. Number 9 versus 8. College football playoffs first round. It's gonna get exciting. All right, it's now time for my favorite segment. Let's start off with the NFL at 3:30 on Fox. The Steelers versus the Ravens. It's the NFL game of the week. This is gonna be a good one to watch for sure. I am so ready for this one because playoffs are on the line. Winner probably in the playoff for sure. Loser has got to battle for the playoff spots for the wild card. I got the Raiders to win this game. All right, and the next NFL Texans again versus the Chiefs. You all know who's winning this game. Oh yeah, I almost said the Dragons. The Zebras are going to win this game for sure. No, I'm kidding. Jokingly. Chiefs are going to win this game. They're at home. They always find a way to win at home. So, yeah, the Chiefs are going to win this game. 7:20 on NBC tonight. And the next NFL game will be the Eagles versus the Commanders. Tomorrow, 12 o'clock on Fox. This one's going to be a really important game because playoffs, again, are on the line. The Eagles, I think, are locked. The Commanders, I think, are still on the bubble. So they got to win this game. I'm going to have a shot at the playoff. I think they could do it. I think they can. Give me the Commanders to pull off this upset at home. All right. And the last NFL game I'm going to be picking tonight is the Vikings versus the Seahawks. This one's going to be a really good one. Now, this one's an easy pick for me. Vikings started their season off pretty well. They went undefeated. I think they went, don't quote me on this, but 4-0 or 5-0, whatever. And then they kind of went into a drought early season. But they kind of rebound, refocused. Vikings are going to get a big win on the road tomorrow, 3 o'clock on Fox. All right. I think I'm doing college basketball next. Yes, I am. Mississippi State versus Memphis. This one's going to be a big one to watch for sure. 11 o'clock, CBS. Mississippi State only has one loss this year. Surprisingly, they are not ranked or even talked about. But if they can pull off this upset on the road, beating a powerful Memphis team who is ranked 21, yeah, a good win. I don't think they're going to happen. Tricky on this. Memphis, I think, is going to get this win. I think there's a reason why Mississippi State is not ranked. Ohio State versus Kentucky. Going to be this is an easy one for me. Easy pick. Kentucky is the Blue Bell. Why do I keep saying Blue Bell? That's an nice thing. Blue blood school. They're number 4. They might lose here and there, but when it comes to big games, they know how to win them. Kentucky's going to get the easy win, 4:30 on CBS. All right, and now let's talk about some college football playoff. SMU versus Penn State, 11 o'clock on TNT. Yeah, you all know how I hyped up Penn State all season long. Well, I'm going to check on this. No, I'm not. Penn State's going to win this. SMU will play a competitive game, but I got Penn State by 13 points. Penn State's going to win by at least 13 points in this game. I think they'll really blow them out in the fourth quarter. Then Clemson, Texas. 3 o'clock, TNT. It's in Austin. I really think that this is going to be a I wouldn't say easy win for Texas. They're definitely going to struggle, especially with some questionability on who's really going to play quarterback with Quinn Ewers possibly during the transfer portal. But I think Texas is going to win this game. Sorry, Dabo, but your playoff run is going to end tonight. All right, and then the next game. Oh, yeah. Game of the week and playoff. Tennessee versus Ohio State. 7 o'clock, ABC. Number 9 versus 8. SEC versus Big Ten. Volunteers versus the Buccaneers. Gonna be a big game. Up to this point, I don't know who I'm gonna pick. Tennessee. Those fans will show up for sure. They're gonna take over the shoe. Or Neyland Stadium North is what they put on Apple Maps. But I think Ohio State. Ryan Day has been terrible when it comes to big games. I think he's finally gonna get it together. Give me Ohio State to win this game and move on to the quarterfinals and the playoffs. All right, that's gonna do it for this week's episode of Gameday. I'll see you all next week.